Let's read. King Cobra.
Welcome back, everybody, to a new episode of the Urban Retrospect. As always, I'm your boy Ken Cloud in Cleveland, Ohio, joined by my boy Scott Jones, Ramsey James, Big G, Simply P, and my homeboy Wes, who wants to be the only one without an urban retrospect background. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, though. Listen, tonight we are going to bring to you family, extended family from TSU. Okay, we're gonna get to her in just a second, but first, for those of you who need to be reminded or want to know where to catch us, Scott Jones, please let us know where they can find us.
Catch us right here on YouTube, and if you like what you're watching, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell for further notifications. Catch us on Facebook, Instagram, as well as TikTok at the Urban Retrospect. We're also on Twitter at Retrospect1619. And if you want us to review your product, shoot us an email at theurbanretrospect@gmail.com. And lastly, catch it all. A little bit about the show, a little bit about us, and more at www.theurbanretrospect.com.
We everywhere, ain't we, man?
Yeah,
everywhere.
Everywhere like broken glass. Everywhere. Okay. But anyway, man, so let's get on into it. Like I said, this is extended family. All right. She's somebody, half of the owners, one of the two owners, went to school with most of us. All right. And then she has her partner, Christy, that is also here. She's feeling a little bit under the weather, but she said she still needed to be here to represent for the company and say what's up to the fellas. So we thank y'all very much. So let me go ahead and say it. Let's give it up for Miss Ogechi and Christy in the building tonight.
Yes.
How you doing? Let's keep real. Yeah. They're here to talk about their wine, Twisted Sisters, which I've clearly already been drinking and getting twisted.
Twist their brother up there.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
We love to see it. We love to see it.
Yes.
So, ladies, sit back, relax, get ready to have a good time. We're gonna learn about you, let the audience know a little bit more about you, and we're just gonna have some fun, okay?
Okay.
So I knew Ogechi, we all knew that you and Jason were a friend of ours, has got his whiskey, has been on the show. Also, we knew that you guys were cooking up something and you came up, you both had your two brands. But one of the questions I've always had is, how did you and Christy get together, hook up, and decide to do Twisted Sisters?
I'll let Chrissy answer that. She's like the expert at answering that.
Well, me and Ogechi met. I'm a natural hairstylist by profession. And I have my own salon called Kinky Roots in Nashville, Tennessee. And so the four members is me, Ogechi, Shayla, and LaKenya. We all met in my salon. Me and Shayla were friends for quite some time. She did hair as well. And me and Ogechi connected, and then me and LaKenya connected. So we all love to get together. We all love to party. We love to drink. We love to travel. And so that was the beginning of Twisted Sisters.
Man, that sounds like a fun crew right there.
Man, what? Fun and sexy.
Okay.
Y'all was Sex in the City, Nashville, huh? It was Sex in the City, Nashville. Who was Sarah? What her name? The head girl?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Who's that in the crew?
Chrissy got the good shoes. You know, Sarah had the great shoes.
Who the Buck Wild girl? And is she single?
That would be okay.
Chrissy be like, get off his lap. What are you doing?
You got that lap, girl.
So y'all tell me, I'm guessing that you chose the name Twisted Sisters because of your locks. Is that correct?
We were actually given the name Twisted Sisters by LaKenya's uncle, because I don't know why he gave us that name. I don't know if it had something to do with the hair, the fact that we were cute. We loved to hang out together. I don't know where it came from, but it stemmed from him giving us that name.
Well, were y'all twisted
Just
when
roll
y'all
with it.
together?
We were always twisted when we were together.
That's cool.
Ta-da! So, what other names came up when y'all were trying to figure out a name for your company? It was just Twisted Sisters, and that's it? Or
Yeah, so the way that it actually started was like we wanted to embody that name. So we
Mhm.
were actually thinking about getting a tattoo before we thought about starting a business or starting a wine. So we were talking about like just designing some sort of image that we could all get tattoos of that kind of
Okay.
highlighted the energy that we had between the four of us, a Twisted Sister. So really was just going to be like us getting a tattoo.
Mhm.
And then Shayla, I don't know exactly what year, but maybe 2016, she was saying like, hey, we should start a business between the four of us. And from there, like just in my head, if you say you want to do something, I'm like, okay, well, let's start to figure it out. And it just kind of evolved into us turning that Twisted Sisters hashtag that we were using on our pictures and videos into a brand, and then a logo, and then a business, and then a wine company. So it just
There you
was
go.
really organic.
Did y'all still get the tattoo?
We don't have a tattoo yet, but
Okay.
I still want to do it. Like Chrissy and I
Alright.
talked about that.
I was about to say, because if one of y'all quit or get voted off, they gotta get the tattoo removed. Or when y'all go solo.
Well, you know the thing too, especially with Shayla no longer being with us, like Chrissy does have Shayla's name now tattooed on her. So I definitely want to have that imagery because the silhouette on the bottle is our silhouettes. So that's always very important for us to pay homage and remember Shayla at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's your story kind of like our story. It's very similar. We're crew, but I don't know if we're gonna get a tattoo, man. We're gonna get a tattoo, fellas.
I'm not getting a tattoo with none of y'all.
But yeah, our story is very similar.
No.
man.
No, but definitely not with your ugly behind.
No.
I know. See why this is my dog.
I
Yeah,
love
tattoo
you,
of the fist,
but
the
I
logo,
don't love you.
Yes.
the
So
logo, the fist.
So I could do that.
Need no silhouettes of us.
No.
Hey, real talk.
But let me ask you a question. Let me piggyback. So which one on the bottle is you, Ogechi?
I'm the red, I'm the fire sign. So those colors represent the colors of our zodiac. So Christy is first. She's a Pisces, water.
Pisces. What's up, Pisces?
What's
Hey.
up?
What up?
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, what up?
And then Shayla is a Virgo. That's the earth sign. I'm a Leo. That's fire. And then LaKenya is Aquarius, air.
Okay, the Pisces you can't swim.
I like that.
I ain't from Brownsville.
Now, did y'all always want to be entrepreneurs? I know you talked about a shop, but Ogechi, did you always want to be an entrepreneur? Did you always have that entrepreneurial spirit?
Honestly, I think subconsciously I did, but consciously I did not. Subconsciously, as a kid, like I just in my head it was hustle. Like growing up in Birmingham, it was a hustle mentality. So like when I was in elementary school, I would like make friendship bracelets and sell them to get money, or start like a book club to get money. And then in high school, like I sold t-shirts, candy, all sorts of shit just to get money. But it wasn't because I was thinking this is what an entrepreneur is. It was just to me like, I need money. Let me figure out how to get it. And then even though I did engineering at TSU, really I majored in engineering because my guidance counselor said, hey, engineers gonna come out making great money. Like in my mindset, it was always about the cash. Yeah. And so like even leaving corporate America to become an entrepreneur was not necessarily how I thought my life would end up, because I thought I was gonna be like CEO of, like a GE or, one of those Fortune 100 companies, because it was for me about the money. But even working in corporate, the more money I got, I wasn't happy. So I felt like at the end of the day, it kind of taught me that the amount of money isn't going to necessarily align with your passion or what you're here to do. And I think going out into this entrepreneurial world, even though it's difficult, it's tough, and the money doesn't look the same, it allows me to start saying, what about the collective? What about, really the give back of what you really are meant to do in this world as a human being versus, the money. So that's my story around being an entrepreneur. Like, Chrissy has been an entrepreneur much longer officially than I have. So she has that experience that I don't have in years.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, it's really good.
So, why wine as opposed to something else like, hair care products? Because there's 1,000 and 10,000 hair care products out there. Why wine? Why just say, you know what, let's do wine? Who idea was that? And why did y'all choose wine out of all the things y'all could have done?
Well, originally we were, Shayla mentioned getting a condo in downtown Nashville, starting with real estate.
Okay.
And we were like, kind of hesitant with doing that. And then, we love to drink, so why not wine?
That's
It literally was, for real, like in the shop, what we would do at Chrissy's shop, we would all bring bottles and we would get there after work and we would be getting our hair done to like sometimes 1 a.m. in the morning, but just drinking, laughing and talking. Like we drank and it was just that energy of drinking. And I feel like when you say why wine, initially my brother had done a business plan for a wine lounge. And all of us were moms. So the scope of that just seemed like it was too big for us to just even begin to comprehend. And then I started looking up like wine brands. And I was like, hey, what if we did a wine brand? And that's where the research of like finding a vineyard, then taking your brand and utilizing it with that vineyard to get your wine launch kind of evolved into us launching a wine because we like to drink. And the other thing too with wine typically has less restriction compared to beer and alcohol, because in this space of wine and spirits, you can tell that it comes from the prohibition mafia area where a lot of control by state and how you make money in this industry is really controlled. And during that time, prohibition, wine wasn't even a big thing for them, but beer and alcohol was. So wine has less restrictions across the US than those other two categories. So it worked for us too, just to have less restriction in the industry.
Very calculated, as you can see.
Yes.
Well, I got a quick question. And Ramsey, I want you to take it off from you real quick. Do you recall when Vinophilic with Sam Watkins? So we actually, a good friend of ours, fraternity brother, and I started a wine group where we were doing wine tastings called Vinophilic. This was back, I want to say maybe 2000 and what, 6, 7, 8, something like that. I'm not sure. And I wasn't the wine drinker. It was more so Sam. I just, I love to consume it, but I wasn't the sommelier like I'm not gonna say he was, but like he thought he was. But now let's say you have someone like myself or someone who is just trying to get into this. Can you, I guess, share, how to best get into, if you're a novice, how to enjoy and get into wine drinking and tasting? Any, recommendations?
So our view on wine is really changing the narrative around wine. Like I feel as though typically people try and say that you should drink wine a certain way, you should drink wine with certain foods, and we're like, no, fuck it. Like fucking drink, period. Like
we create cocktails with our wine. So we actually have a cocktail we created with Jason. His guidance whiskey. So whiskey and wine creates the perfect spirit. It's actually very delicious. And we have like cocktail recipes for the novice to follow to create those different cocktails that we have.
So where
You
can
don't
we
have
find
to-
those recipes?
I
Just-
love the answer because sometimes people like who have these things, they like to be all snooty.
Right. And we're not snooty.
Yeah, and just like at the end of the day, a snooty person ain't gonna buy your wine. Everybody just want a good tasting wine to drink and relax with. So
That's why our wine is different because, you know, we offer the cocktail recipes. We got twist caps, so it's easy to open and get to. You can drink it out the bottle. You can drink it out of glass. However you choose to do it, that's how we want you to do it.
Wait, hold on. I like she
Enjoy
said
it your way.
out the bottle.
Yeah.
And
oh, you ain't lying, because when I first got it, I was about to use this right here. I'm like, oh shit, they got twist.
Hey.
Struggle and worry about trying to spill the wine on my carpet and shit.
Exactly.
yeah, the last time I sipped wine out of a bottle was Boone's fault.
I remember 3 was schooling us on wine.
3 was drinking Carlos Rossi.
Carlos Rossi, he drink it out the jug.
Gets greater
Let me
later.
take out a story real quick. We was going to sub party, and then we were leaving the house, and him and Randy were in the back seat with a big thing of Carlos Rossi, the clear one, and they just had the ball like this. Drunk as hell.
And we had a hell of a time, didn't we?
Did y'all know up, Ram?
I know I did.
Carlos Rossi before we got the club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I graduated.
Hey.
All right, all
You know,
right.
I got
There you go.
I got the good shit now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got
The
it.
good shit. No more Boone's Farm, Mad Dog 2020, none of that.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
about to kill this
well,
bottom of
hey, there's one time a year, so we just say F it, and we old bros get Mad Dog and make the young dudes drink.
Oh, y'all dirty.
Terrible.
That's some nasty cute shit.
Hey,
That's right. Thank
That's
you.
why they pants be falling down when they jumping around. They on some Mad Dog
They know
2020.
Mad Dog 22. They drink a Mad Dog 22 with Wild Irish Rose.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Pants falling down.
Hey, Wes, you been to the gift basket giveaway? I see. Because you're right, we got the rolls too.
Yes.
Oh, G should drink Cisco.
Bad to worse.
Now let me ask you. We have 2 options. We have the Stay Twisted, Moscato,
Yeah.
and of course we have the Twisted Sisters, the red wine. Do we have a preferred out of 2 of you all? Is there one that we prefer over the other?
Well, Twisted Sisters is a name that will forever be our brand and who we are.
Okay.
But we are diving into trademarking and all that good stuff. So Stay Twisted is kind of Twisted Sisters being reinvented in a sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you can see on the bottle, you'll see Stay Twisted, and you'll see like the stars and the moons, and that speaks more to our zodiac element traits that we talk about or showcase on our brand.
Y'all need to vote in a Capricorn.
That's an earth sign.
Earth, Virgo.
Yeah, you with the Virgos.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, so yeah, real quick, where are y'all signs going? Starting with on my screen, Scott, then West, and Ken. I know Ken's a Pisces parent.
Pisces gang. What up, Chris?
Capricorn in the building.
Hey.
Martin Luther
We about
King,
to go
LeBron
swim.
James, Michelle Obama, and even Jesus is a Capricorn.
Jesus, not a Capricorn.
Hey, December 25th. I know what the Bible say, but we going by what people say.
Now, I will say I noticed that you all even selling T-shirts with the Zodiac.
Yeah,
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice, good
Yeah.
job.
yeah.
Cool.
Zodiac element. So yeah,
Yeah.
what's y'all signs?
I'm a
Aries.
Gemini.
I'm an Aries.
Aries. Oh, the Ram.
Gemini gang.
What you
Gemini.
think?
I'm a
Gemini?
Gemini.
They're all crazy.
Oh,
Yes.
Me and West.
Hey, we
Yeah,
know
both of them.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're my dogs. But yeah, they crazy.
Ramsey.
I'm a Gemini.
Ah, double crazy in the group.
I ain't the killer, but don't push me.
You know Tupac is a Gemini. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
speaks
Big
to the
time.
whole
Great.
big time.
I ain't no killer, but don't push me. Greg, what's your sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Okay, air. I like you.
Aquarius.
Aquarius.
Yeah, he look like a
Logical.
big old fish.
So y'all kind of like us. Y'all a mixture of all the elements.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Y'all get along.
For the most part, yeah, this was
we all in different fraternities except for parents. Parents, me find me.
I'm the coolest one of all. The greatest of all time.
Hey, I have a question. I'm giving this Moscato. Where do y'all get y'all grapes? Does it say, is it California? Where is this?
Yeah, California, Lodi, California. So I always call Lodi the cheaper side of Napa.
Mm.
Okay.
And you know,
Y'all road trip out there?
Moscato,
Y'all get out there often?
Not often, but we try and go. Like, I haven't been out there at all this year. My goal is to get out there again next year.
Okay, cool.
That's one mustard down wine.
We should go, fellas. Road trip.
Road trip. Hey,
No.
yeah.
No,
Napa
not
is a
no
great
road
trip.
trip.
a road trip to Lodi.
Fly trip.
But it's my trip.
that,
Yeah.
that's what he meant.
That's what he
Trust
meant.
That's
me,
what
he
I
is
meant.
not driving.
They know I wasn't driving.
Hey,
He ain't driving.
She said,
hey, we known for our road trips now. We known for that, boy.
Man,
Like,
we
gotta be like
we
Griswold.
have fun.
So which
Now-
one is y'all's favorite
We're
wine?
gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that later.
Okay.
We got a tasting portion of the show.
Okay.
So, we all black.
Yes, we are.
You think so?
And one thing black folks like to do is eat.
Uh-huh.
So, what would y'all pair this wine with for food? What goes good with your wine with eating?
Good question.
Like, is it charcuterie board?
Oh, big time.
I don't know.
No,
Been practicing that
Hey,
all
one
day.
grilled cheese
Hey,
sandwich.
I don't know. Hey, that's my first time I say the kids.
Chiquita boy.
Hey, man, hey, one grilled cheese sandwich.
That's exclusive.
Oh, God.
Good.
Man, he toasted
So
it.
what goes good with this wine?
So with your Moscato, the
Mhm.
Moscato is a sweeter wine. So you can pair that with like desserts. You can pair that with pork. You can pair that with salmon, grilled vegetables, or whatever you choose, pizza, however you want to drink it. The
Okay.
red wine is more of a full body wine. It's a little heavier on the palate. So you can pair that with steaks. You can pair that with some meats that's a little more heavier, red meats and stuff like that. I don't eat red meat, so I don't really know how that pairs, but I do pair my reds with pizza.
So
Spaghetti.
you like dark meat.
I do like dark meat.
Hey. I'm pouring in the bill.
I love dark meat.
Yay.
That's why we have P.
But yeah.
Yeah. So what was y'all biggest challenge when y'all started your company? And then how did y'all overcome that challenge?
We still facing adversity because
Nothing wrong with that.
I think one thing that kind of sets us apart is the fact that we are minority owned, veteran owned, and service disabled veteran owned, let me say that. Minority owned, and we're woman owned. So that kind of pushes us in the forefront, but then again, it also pushes us back because, you know, we are a very small demographic group out there in a sea of people that have spirit brands and other wine brands, because only, I think 1% of the owners of wine are Black or minority. So we're still facing adversity, but I mean, we're pushing through because we believe in our products.
All right. Well, so you need to expound on you being a vet. We love our veterans with the urban retrospect. So where did you serve?
I was in the Navy.
Okay.
I served right after high school. I went to the Navy 4 days after I graduated high school.
Oof.
Stayed in for 4 years. I worked as a avionics electronics technician. I worked on F-18s, on their radar communication and navigation system. I did my 4 years and I got out.
Did you enjoy yourself?
I did enjoy myself. I became a mother when I was in the Navy. So I got out to focus on, you know, being a mother and taking care of my kids. So
I got a question for you, Chrissy.
yes.
How are pilots in the Navy? Because in the Air Force, there's some jerks.
Man.
Yeah, they jerks.
Yeah. They all want to be Top Gun, don't they?
They do. Real big assholes. But
yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Just wonder.
Did you were you on any aircraft carrier or anything
No,
like that?
I actually was stationed on a Marine base in El Toro, California, which was in Orange County.
Yeah.
So they would go out on the carriers, but they will only go for like a week or two at a time just for training missions. And then that was it. So I had it real easy.
Yeah, you know why they got
You never had to get on there and had to take their seasick medicine, huh?
Yes, I did. It was terrible.
It was.
They would work us like 23 hours a day. We only got 1 hour off, and that was to eat, go to the bathroom, do what you had to do. But yeah,
get back on it.
Get back on it. Yep.
Do you get mad when people's like, "Thanks for your service" all the time?
I don't get mad. I just, you know, a lot of people don't know what they're talking about when they say that. But you know, I take it for what it is.
Dude, I used to work for the Air Force. When I saw people to sacrifice when people had to deploy, my homegirl was and my bad fellas, but my homegirl was outside the line, and she was there was in a Suburban and doing like 80 outside the line because you know, they could get shot at. And the damn Suburban separated from the chassis and killed everybody in the car except for her.
Wow.
So, you know, like it's little shit like that, being away from your family and everything, you know.
And another thing they don't tell you about is, like, if you have kids in the military, you have to literally give up custody of your kids just in case something happens to you. So although you can be taking care of your children, you don't really have full custody of them because you're in the military.
Yeah, it's a sacrifice, boy.
Yeah, it is.
All right, my bad, fellas.
So for the people who don't know, how can people purchase y'all wine, you know?
Well, you can find in Middle Tennessee what locations we are if you go to our website, TWISTEDSISTUHS.com. And sisters is spelled SISTUHS. And then if you put your zip code in, it'll show you locations that are close to you in Middle Tennessee. However, for those that are not in Tennessee, we do ship. We currently ship to 44 states across the U.S. And you can go and see if one of your states is part of our compliant ship zone. So that's that. And then we do have a discount code that people can use to get a discount. They will use the Urban Retrospect so that your followers can use a discount code.
Hey, breaking news!
Got Jones like that.
All right.
Got Jones like that.
Yeah, we love it. Yeah.
Hey, and we can
Last
still do it
question.
now.
Last question. Any future plans for expansion?
Oh yeah, we always want to continue to grow and expand because, and this is one thing too, like for you guys and our followers, like this industry is definitely a very tough industry because as Chrissy was talking about, with us being minority, service disabled, veteran, and women owned, like we don't have the money and the power that a lot of the larger brands, especially in the wine space, have for marketing to really push our brand the way that we need to get eyes on it. But the more that we have the collective pushing our brand and asking for it, you know, at different locations, even online, that helps us to grow. Because if we're able to just sell 2 pallets a month, that allows us to break even. It more will allow us to be profitable. So 2 pallets is 1 pallet is 56 cases. So multiply that by 2, that's how much we need to sell every month. So that's one thing that we're constantly working on to really increase our volume, whether that's through a restaurant, a big box retailer, or even online, so that we can really get to that place where we can have more cash flow. And because that's a challenge, and you know, and I didn't know how challenging it was for Black and brown people to get funding for their companies until I stepped into this space from corporate into entrepreneurial. And it's tough. It's so tough. Like, you know, I was sick because I went to Vanderbilt for grad school. And I remember I was at a session at Vandy, and one guy said, well, his uncle just gave him $1 million for his business venture to like go and figure it out. And I mean, I don't have an uncle that I can go and say, hey, can I get $1 million to go and figure this out? And if it doesn't work, I don't have to pay you back. Like, it doesn't work like that. And then even when you try and get funding through traditional banks and all sort of systems, like they are on you, and anything that you don't have in like perfect, whether it's credit score, collateral, whatever, you can't get that cash. So with us, like we bootstrapped for 5 years, and there's no way that we can continue to grow if we only bootstrap. Like we need that cash flow that will allow us to grow. So I think that's to me is a big ask, and I see how a lot of Black and brown people aren't able to really expand the way they should, regardless of their talent, because they don't have the funding they need.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well,
I said that because when I was looking for the Moscato, I stopped at the Madison Beverage Warehouse, and I called first to see if they had it. And to my understanding, she said, yes, we do have it. And so I drove down there, and I went over to the Moscato side, didn't see it. I asked them if they could possibly show me, and they said they didn't have it. And she looked at me, she said, I didn't really, in this house, she said, I didn't realize they had a Moscato. And
wow.
I said, yes, they do. She said, well, I think we need to order. I said, well, I think you do. So hopefully we'll see some Moscato on the shelves at Madison.
Love that.
You
Thank
know
you.
what?
Thank
I'm
you for
glad.
that.
I'm glad you expressed that, Ogechi, because Christy asked us earlier, like why we started this, and this is kind of reasons why we started this podcast. Was because at the end of the day, this podcast is to support Black-owned businesses, and sometimes people need to understand the struggles that Black-owned businesses go through.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, not everybody got a rich uncle they can tap into, and people think like basically you can just come up with an idea and the next day you can just get it out there and do it, but it is a struggle. And I appreciate your honesty. It makes me want to buy 2 more bottles.
Hey, there you go.
Hey.
He a witness. He a witness. Look at him.
Thank you.
But
This
to
is
your
my
point, there
testimony.
are a lot of people out there that think you could just go and create a
Yeah.
wine brand or a spirit brand and you're
Takes
gonna
work.
make all this money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not how it works. You
Yeah.
have to really dive into marketing, you got to dive into, you know, what is your brand going to look like? Who are you going to sell it to? Who is your target audience?
Mhm.
You know?
I think, Christy, right now, like, since we're in this social media age and a lot of people, like, you know, I don't know how, you know, how old you are, Christy, or anything like that, but I know how old Getchy is. But so,
I'm older than Ogechi.
okay. But, you know, when we came up, you know, we used to, like, we got our knowledge for reading, researching, and everything. But now you got people who get they you know, they research from looking at a 30-second clip on TikTok.
Yeah.
They don't understand, like, they don't see, like, the person can tell them that, hey, you can get rich doing this, but then what they leave out is the work and the sacrifice that comes with it.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to present a pretty picture,
Mm-hmm.
but in reality, to get this bottle took work. It took y'all coming together.
Yeah.
It took y'all sitting down, strategizing, coming up with a business plan, coming up, figuring out how you're going to get the funds, coming up with marketing. So this is work. It's
Get
not
a lawyer, all of that good stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Won't he do it?
all that out in that 30-second TikTok clip.
Right?
Right.
Won't he do
And we're still, you know, figuring it out. Like,
Mhm.
and one thing too that I feel like we do have an advantage, because I feel like, and I love it, but I feel like we've seen a lot of Black-owned wine and spirits pop up during the pandemic, after the pandemic. Like, we were right before the pandemic, and I definitely feel that was God. I don't feel like that was us, you know, just knowing like, hey, you should do this. But I feel like Black people are starting to see that we need to create our own products, you know, and have a presence regardless of what that product is. And we're seeing that more in the wine and spirits industry. And I'm thankful, you know, that we have friends here in Tennessee that are, you know, minority, went to TSU, that we're not doing this by ourselves with just our wine. You know, like we talked about Jason, like we do a significant collab with Guidance Whiskey, you know, because we had a connection for decades, over, you know, more than 25 years now. But having a collective that can work together, because the only way that as minorities that we can be successful here in the United States is that we come together as a collective and we leverage our resources and our power to control pricing, government, all those sort of things. Like, we have to do this as a collective to be successful. And I'm thankful that luckily, even though there are a ton of minority-owned wine and spirits across the U.S., here in Tennessee, we are the first one to form a Tennessee minority-owned wine and spirits association that has members. So for us, that's huge.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about the other day. Like, you know, we have what we need.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like when we were when Ogechi and I were talking, it's here. We have it. Let's use it. So all right. Well, we're gonna jump into some more of the fun of the show. Before, you know, we wrap it up. We're gonna do a tasting right now. All right. So everybody get your bottles up, or what's left of them in my case.
Look at that.
All right. So, ladies, Wes said it. Hey, y'all get to kind of lead us on this. Which one of them do you want us to taste first?
I think taste the red first.
Yeah, start with the red.
Okay.
All right.
Now, this is my first time sipping Twisted Sisters.
Oh, wow.
So, let's see.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And ladies, I'm sorry, I don't have one. I'm traveling today. Sorry about that.
You weak anyway.
Where you at, Greg?
I'm at Greg.
Hey, listen.
Greg is trying to figure out how to cut his camera back on.
Greg.
Yeah, Greg.
As long as we don't hear a toilet flush. No, what made you suggest the red, Christy?
Yeah.
Because red is okay, let me just be honest. You know, Black people, y'all really don't know much about wine.
I don't, man. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So the red is more of a full body wine. It's a little drier. And so typically we have you drink that one and follow it behind the Moscato, because the Moscato is a little sweeter. It's not sweet, but it's sweeter than the red.
Okay. Because you're right. We typically drink bourbon. I ain't even gonna lie. What if you could see the bottles in front of West right now? It's disgusting. So that we're trying to get into some new stuff.
So
right?
it's got a hint of the bourbon in the red.
Yeah, I
Keep
could taste
telling
it.
your secret.
Yeah, so I saw that it was in bourbon barrels, aged in
Yeah,
bourbon.
aged in bourbon barrels.
Nice.
How long is it aged?
3 months in bourbon barrels, but in American oak, 18 months.
Okay.
Wow.
So why did y'all choose to have it in aged in bourbon barrels?
Just to kind of give it that smoother finish, but it's not heavy on the oakiness, because it's only for 3 months, so it gives it a smoother finish, but kind of still that bourbon notes in the wine. So to give it the wine a little complex flavor.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. And it does taste, Christy, like it does taste like it would go good with a steak.
Mhm.
Steak eater.
Yeah. And your
And pizza.
charcuterie board you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Ask him to say that word again.
Right. Say it 3 times.
Click
You
your
don't have-
heels.
A charcuterie board, a coochie board.
Hey, pause.
Right, pause.
You
You
like
say
a
that kind
coochie
of
with
show.
your wine.
Coochie boy.
You got some coochie.
Drink some more. You get
Hey, I'm from Tuscaloosa. Don't guess you know. Don't guess you know. I'm
Now
from
you-
Tuscaloosa. This
Now you
how-
bring me on the hometown accent. What?
Hey, you know, get you translated it.
So when I bought
It is
mine,
really good though. I mean,
Yeah.
I prefer red, and
Hey.
this is, and I've had it before, and I was looking forward to tasting it on the show. It's good,
It is.
and you know how sometimes reds can have that high tannin kind of. You're like, ugh, this doesn't have that
Bingo.
smooth. I like it.
It's
Yeah.
very low in tannins, Ramsey, very low. So that's one thing that we like.
Mhm.
One thing I like about red wines is like it's kind of like it's the acquired taste, but once you get in that groove, it's like it's the go-to.
You're like,
Yeah, it's a
Right. It's like the charcuterie.
So yeah, Gagey. So I tried your wine before I left town. Everybody know, I don't like Christy said, Black people don't drink wine. We don't know too much about it.
Mhm.
So I took your wine to a bar, and I have a group of ladies who when we test wine on our show, I have a group of ladies who tried the wine and give me their review on your wine. So I'll tell you about it when at the end. Yes.
got to say what they say. Oh,
Yeah.
Say it now, man.
I got you, Scott. That's called a T.
you got me.
That's a T.
Well,
Oh,
you,
Bill
I
Cosby to me.
oh.
Right. They tease it.
Guys.
Hey, baby, drink this.
One more sip.
I
You
bought
almost,
2 bottles.
you
of
almost
we
there.
drink.
You almost there.
Are we sexy or am I sexy?
No, but I was saying I bought 2 bottles of the red, and I bought one for us here, but I also bought one for my mom.
Mhm.
Mama.
I took it over there today, poured her a glass along with getting the dinner together. I brought her some food back from Owensboro, but she enjoyed it. She said the words that she said was it was dry, but it had a richness about it. She would definitely would offer it at a dinner party where red wine would be the preferred.
Mhm.
And the last thing she told me right before I got off, she said, as a matter of fact, I have my second glass right here on my nightstand. So I think it's a winner for Bob.
okay,
Yeah.
Mama.
Yeah,
Bob
so-
getting twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
But yeah,
she deserves it, Scott. She deserves it.
yeah, she feeling good. So yeah, the ladies at the bar, they really enjoyed the wine. They really enjoyed it. So they asked me how can they get the wine, and I told them about your site. So yeah, just try to get it to Florida.
Florida.
We got
Okay.
Florida. I'm in Florida, so yeah,
I think we can ship to Florida.
you can ship it. Yeah, you can ship it. Yeah, definitely. I told about the site and also the liquor store. Yeah.
Guns, wine, cocaine, anything going Florida.
Yeah.
We ain't turning down nothing. Not $1.
Just for the record, I'm the last one. Chrissy, you're right. I don't drink wine. But I'll tell you what I will do. I'll definitely give some of this to my mama because she's the one who drinks red wine. Me and my wife don't drink really. I drink liquor and my wife don't drink at all, really. So, you know what I'm saying? But that hasn't stopped me from drinking, just for the record.
He drank the whole bottle. That's my dog.
Look, at the end of the day, I went to TSU. If I'm going to go, I'm going to go, man.
That's how we roll.
You know
and you're cute.
Yeah, like, we're gonna go. So
we're not gonna talk about the Q stuff.
I remember when Ken Cross and came to physics class with them gold boots.
I got so many Q stores as a kid.
I remember when Ken Cross too. I was like, dang, kid skinny. He was so skinny. I was like, damn.
He ain't never been that skinny since.
Wes walked in the thermo. He didn't know I was online. He walked in the thermo. He said, "Damn, nigga, you ain't got the haircut. You done lost weight. What you online?" Yeah.
Yeah, in the education building.
I'm looking at him like, come on, man. Like,
I hope you all liked the show. And if you did, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and please share to your friends and family because we can only grow when you let others know.
Amen.
You could also find us on Instagram, Facebook, as well as TikTok at the Urban Retrospect. We're on Twitter at Retrospect1619. Shoot us an email at theurbanretrospect@gmail.com. And if you want to find a little bit about us, the shows that we already produced, and more, go to www.theurbanretrospect.com.
And one more thing. Since the ladies said it earlier, the Urban Retrospect Twisted Sister Code will be in the link so you can purchase.
Go ahead, Pete. Hey.
All
right, everybody.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was about to cut you off.
I was just about to wrap it up. So
that's what I was. Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right. So look, everybody. Once again, thank you to Twisted Sisters. Thank you for Chrissy. Thank you to Getchy for coming on the show. Thank you for everybody tuning in. And as always, until the next time, we wish you peace, love, and retrospect. Man, y'all take it easy. Go ahead, Scott. What they supposed to do? Tell the DJ.
Cue the music.